A very good evening to one and every all. Today, on the eve of Engineers Day, I am going to give a talk on ethics and responsibilities of a successful engineers. Every year, the country celebrates 15th September as National Engineers Day to appreciate the contribution of Sir M. Visvesvaraya. The Bharat Ratna awardee Visvesvaraya was born on September 15, 1861, in a village called Mudennahalli in Karnataka. He studied Bachelor of Arts from the University of Madras and pursued civil engineering at the College of Science in Pune. He later patented and installed an irrigation system with water floodgates at Khadagwasla Reservoir near Pune to raise the food supply level and storage to the highest levels. This was also installed at Gwalior's Tigra Dam and Mysore's Krishna Rajasagara Dam, the latter of which created one of the largest reservoirs in Asia at the time. He received Bharat Ratna in 1955, became a member of London Institution of Civil Engineers before he was awarded a fellowship by Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. The eminent engineer, Sir Visvesvaraya, passed away in 1962. Engineers Day is dedicated to those without them every machines would not have been made. A day dedicated to those without them no one would have been able to fly. No one would have been able to make their homes. No one would have been able to watch television. No one would have been able to communicate with the long distance. So, from mobile to aeroplane, television to satellite, everything is possible because of engineers. Every day, a new technology comes in to take human to the next level, to give them from basic desires to their basic need. We are engineers. 100 such instances of Visvesvaraya discipline and devotion to work can be cited. The dams built by him are still functional even today, a testimony of his brilliance, skill, honesty, and dedication. So, 15th of September, Engineers Day 2020, is quite a remarkable tribute to the greatest Indian engineer, Bharat Ratna M. Visvesvaraya. After him reaching his admirable destiny through his kind heart and intellectual brain in all directions, so he could finally sleep in peace on 14th April 1962. A man of honest principle and a dedicated engineer, his detailed report on planned economy for India and reconstructing India is still considered to be the best research material by several economic planners. Today, India produces the maximum number of engineers in the world who have done wonders in the field of technology and have played a major role in the development and growth of our nation. In fact, several of them are working all over the world in various disciplines and leaving an impact. Leading multinational companies have set up their research and development departments in India to make the most of this talent pool. Whether we talk of new age cars, nanotechnology, or renewable energy for the future, everything requires vision, and engineers of the future will be doing much more than they are doing today. It is therefore important that the future engineers concentrate on their communication skills, problem-solving aptitude, and willingness to learn new things in order to be better prepared for the challenges of tomorrow. Without a vision, we cannot hope to look into the future. Here, I would like to cite one statement of Sir Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. The first step to achieve a goal is to have a dream. Dreams turns into thought and thoughts generate action. And it is only the concerted action that would result in achievement of our goals. I'd like to tell you about an event that took place in a ship which was sailing from Japan to Canada in 1893, when India was under British rule. Two great human beings were traveling in that ship. You can see the image of two great personalities. They were Swami Vivekananda and Jamsetji Nusserwanji Tata. They introduced each other, and Swamiji asked Jamsetji Tata about where he was going and what was the mission of his visit. Jamsetji Tata said, "Swamiji, I am going with a mission to bring steel industry to our country." It was year 1893 when India was ruled by Britishers. Swamiji said, "It is indeed a beautiful mission. My best wishes. However, I'd like to give you a small caution. Whatever amount you spend to the process of steel making, simultaneously you should learn the metallurgical science of making steel also. I would prefer that you start an institute, laboratory to do advanced research on the subject." What a prophetic statement that came in the year 1893. Many things happened after that. Jamsetji Nusserwanji Tata could not get the technology for manufacturing steel from the UK. Jamsetji went to London, and there he met the steel magnates and discussed about steel fabrication technology. He informed them that he had the resources to set up a fabrication facility. The British steel industrialist told Jamsetji, "If you Indians can make steel, we Britishers will eat it." But Jamsetji was not discouraged. He crossed the Atlantic and got the steel production technology from United States of America. With all the blueprints, he prepared a road map and selected Jamshedpur as the place to locate the first steel plant. A large-scale planning took place. It had two parts. The first part was to start steel manufacturing plant at Jamshedpur, presently in Jharkhand. Simultaneously, he donated 1/6 of his property for establishing an Institute of Material Research at Bangalore. He gave all the details to his successor, and today Tata Iron and Steel Company Jamshedpur produces nearly 5 million tons of steel. The vision of Jamsetji Tata had two objectives. One, to bring the technology, and other, to make the country strong so that it could fight for its freedom. Jamsetji was responsible for putting the seedling for establishing the Indian Institute of Science for research in areas of material science. At Jamshedpur, we can see the fruit of Jamsetji Nusserwanji Tata's vision. Tata Iron and Steel Company TISCO. Due to its foresight, today India is self-reliant in steel technology. The other part of his vision, at Bangalore, the seedling for the research laboratory have been transformed into a great learning center, the Indian Institute of Science. This incident demonstrates the vision of the great Swami Vivekananda. His vision was to have a strong and developed India. He clearly foresaw the role that science and technology and industry had to play for such a development. The vision of Tata has three missions. Tata laid the foundation for three important projects. The first was the Tata Iron and Steel Plant. The second was the creation of hydroelectric power station. And the third was the establishment of Educational and Research Institute, popularly known as Tata Institute and now the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. Though Tata envisioned all these institutions before his death in May 1904. But the Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore opened its door in 1911. The first ingot of steel rolled out from Tata Iron Steel Plant in 1912. and the hydroelectric power was switched on in 1915 in Mumbai. Today, after 100 years of his demise, we see all these three institutions flourishing in all full bloom. The Indian Institute of Sciences, Bangalore, has become a world-class institution. Tata Steel has crossed the 5 million tons per annum steel output. The Tata hydroelectric station has been followed by many other power plants in the country. Tata's vision has brought a revolution in the steel industry, power generation, and education. I admire this great visionary revolutionist who evolved a new method of working toward India's freedom through the development of industry, power, and scientific research. The light he lit in our country has lit many lamps and is still lighting many more. These are some of the examples that show how a vision gives a blueprint for future development. We all, at some stage of our life, must have read this famous proverb, "Awake, arise and stop, not till the goal is achieved." This is the famous line by Swami Vivekananda. Vision should translate into mission leading to organizational goals. So my dear students, my dear friends, what we can learn here, mission creates an energy in the organization to achieve goals. Aim for a great mission, work for it, and you will succeed. Success of a mission is possible when everyone owns it and work in a coherent manner to achieve it. Developmental goals should keep our civilizational heritage intact. India of my dream, the profile of developed India. This text I have taken from one of the famous book of Sir APJ Abdul Kalam, "You Are Unique." Developed India is a nation where the rural and urban divide has reduced to a thin line. A nation where there is an equitable distribution of energy and quality water. A nation where agriculture, industry, and service sector work together in symphony, absorbing technologies, thereby resulting in sustained wealth generation, leading to higher employment potential. A nation where education is not denied to any meritorious candidate because of the societal or economic conditions. A nation which is best destination for most talented scholars and scientists all over the world. A nation where the best of the healthcare is available to all the billion population and the communicable diseases like AIDS, tuberculosis, water and vector-borne diseases, cardiac diseases, and cancers are extinct. A nation where the governance uses the best of the technologies to be responsive, transparent, easily accessible, and simple in rules, thereby corrupt-free. A nation where poverty has been totally alleviated, where illiteracy and crime against women are eradicated. A nation that is prosperous, healthy, secure, peaceful, and happy. A nation that is one of the best places to live in on the earth and bring smiles on billion-plus faces. These are the code of ethics for engineers listed out by American Standard of Mechanical Engineers. The fundamental canons are: engineers shall hold paramount the safety, health, and welfare of the public in the performance of their professional duties. Engineers shall perform service only in the areas of their competence. They shall build their professional reputation on the merit of their services and shall not compete unfairly with others. Engineers shall continue their professional development throughout their career and shall provide opportunities for the professional and ethical development of those engineers under their supervision. Engineers shall act in professional matter for each employer or client as faithful agent or trustees and shall avoid conflict of interest or the appearance of conflict of interest. Engineers shall respect the proprietary information and intellectual property right of others. including charitable organizations and professional societies in the engineering field. Engineers shall associate only with reputable persons or organizations. Engineers shall issue public statement only in an objective and truthful manner and shall avoid any conduct which brings discredit upon the profession. Engineers shall consider environmental impact, sustainable development in the performance of their professional duties. Engineers shall not seek ethical sanction against another engineer unless there is good reason to do so under the relevant code, policies, and procedures governing that engineer's ethical conduct. Engineers who are the member of society shall endeavor to abide by the constitution, by laws and policies of the society. They shall disclose knowledge of any matters involving other members, alleged violation of this code of ethics or the society's conflict of interest policy in a prompt, complete and truthful manner to the chair of committee on ethical standard and review. Now, as an engineer, we often have seen failures. Even when we are designing some mechanical or any engineering components, we design it for its failure. By studying the failure calculation, we came to know that what modifications in the geometry or material we can do to avoid this failure. So failure is the central to engineering. Every single calculation that an engineer makes is a failure calculation. Successful engineering is all about understanding how things break or fail. So my dear students, in our real life also, we should learn how to manage the failures. Don't fear failure. A personal crisis may bring a turning point in the life which may change the course for the better or even change the history. We as a successful engineer must always strive to be a unique you. Unique you. The aim of one's life should be to reach one's full potential in body, mind, heart, and spirit. When we see the light of the electric bulb, our thought go to the inventor Thomas Alva Edison for his unique contribution toward the invention of electric bulb and the electric lighting systems. When we hear the sound of an aeroplane going over our house, we think of Wright brothers, who proved at a heavy risk and cost to them that man could fly. The telephone rings remind us of Alexander Graham Bell. When everybody considered sea travel as an experience or a voyage, a unique person during his sea travel from United Kingdom to India was pondering why the horizon where the sky and sea meets looks blue. His research resulted in explaining the phenomena of scattering of light. This unique scientist, Sir C.V. Raman, was awarded Nobel Prize. One woman scientist got 2 Nobel Prizes, first in 1903 and the second is 1911. One was for discovering radium and the other was for her pioneering research in chemistry. She is the discoverer of radiation that saved and is saving thousands and thousands of lives of cancer patients. And also now by irradiating the seeds, certain type of agricultural crops are giving very high yields. The same radiation phenomena is used both for power generation and also nuclear weapon system. Who is that great lady who made history in discovering radium that changed the nuclear material world and the healthcare world? The scientist is Madam Marie Curie. All these people, whatever I have listed out here, and so many others like them, those I am not able to list out here, pardon me. Them have walked into the unexplored path and strive to be unique. They are remembered for their contribution to the humankind. Now the question is, Are you willing to become a unique personality? The world all around you is doing its best to make you just everybody else. The challenge is to fight the hardest battle which any human being can ever imagine, and never stop fighting until you arrive at your destined place. That is a unique you. You have to decide, do you want to be unique you or everybody else? If you have to be unique you have to do what Alexander Graham Bell suggested in 1905. Don't keep forever on the public road, going only where others have gone. Leave the beaten track occasionally and dive into the woods. You will be certain to find something you have never seen before. It will be a little thing, but do not ignore it. Follow it up. Explore all around it. One discovery lead to another, and before you know it, you will have something worth thinking about. So here I have cited one poem, and I want everyone to cite with me. Wings to fly. I will fly and fly. I'm born with potential. I'm born with goodness and trust. I'm born with ideas and dreams. I'm born with greatness. I'm born with confidence. I'm born with wings. So I'm not meant for crawling. I have wings. I will fly. I will fly and fly. These are the poetic lines I have taken from the Persian Sufi in 13th century, Jalaluddin Rumi. The message is that education gives you the wings to fly. Achievement come out of fire in our subconscious mind that I will win. What is needed for realizing uniqueness is the culture of excellence and unique performance. Now I said culture of excellence. Excellence is not achieved by accident. It is a process where an individual or an organization or nation continuously strive to better itself. For those who achieve excellence, the performance standards are set by themselves. They work for their dream with a focus and are prepared to take calculated risks and do not get deterred by failures as they move toward their dreams. Failure will come, but do not make these failures the master of the mission. Rather, you have to defeat those failures and complete successfully your mission. Then they step up their dreams as they tend to reach the original targets. They strive to work to their potential. In the process, they increase their performance, thereby multiplying further their potential, and this is an unending life cycle phenomenon. They are not in competition with anyone else. Remember this point. They are not in competition with anyone else but themselves. That is the culture of excellence. The culture of excellence needs an organization with youth, with creativity, who strive to be unique. Now, the steps of achievement. How does one achieve what one wants? What will be your tool to fight this battle to be unique? There are 4 tools for building a unique personality. Note down these, students. These points are life-changing points. Have an aim in your life. Continuously acquire the knowledge. Work hard and hard and hard. And persevere to defeat the problems and succeed and realize the aim. These are the 4 proven steps. If you acquire these 4 qualities, then you can achieve whatever you envision. Once you have the vision, what is needed to realize that vision is knowledge. The fundamental of becoming a unique you is knowledge. Now the equation for knowledge is knowledge equals to creativity, righteousness, and courage. Here, I'd like to say something about all these 3 points, like creativity. Inventions and discoveries have emanated from creative minds that have been constantly working and imagining the outcome in the mind. With imagining and constant effort, all the forces of the universe work for that inspired mind, thereby leading to inventions and discoveries. Learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. Now, righteousness. How do we inculcate the righteousness in the heart? In my opinion, there are three sources which can build a personality with righteousness in the heart. One is mother, second is father, both in spiritual environment. And the third and the most important is the teacher, particularly primary school teacher. And the last one is courage. Another component in getting knowledge is courage. What kind of courage can be shown by the youth? Courage to think different, courage to invent, courage to travel into an unexplored path, courage to discover the impossible, courage to combat the problems and succeed. These are the unique qualities of the youth. As a youth of my nation, I will work with courage to achieve success in all the missions. The source of knowledge are home, good books, teachers, and teaching environment. Coming into contact with good human beings and teaching websites in the internet. When the school will teach the students to use knowledge with creativity, righteousness, and courage, a nation will have a large number of empowered and enlightened citizens. Knowledge with creativity, righteousness, and courage is vital for the growth of individual, growth of family, growth of the nation, and promotion of peace in the world. Building confidence. The next important quality required in you is building confidence. Building confidence comes out of the company of great human beings. They generate confidence in you by their life and teaching style. So to succeed in life, each one of you has to cultivate the confidence in you that I can do. As a nation, we should build the confidence that we can do. Nothing is impossible. One of the main characteristics of the engineer is that they never say impossible, because what is impossible today can become possible tomorrow. What I will be remembered for. Finally, I'd like you to think, what would you like to be remembered for? You have to evolve yourself and shape your life. You should write it on a page. That page may be a very important page in the book of human history, and you will be remembered for creating that one page in the history of the nation. Whether that page is the page of an invention, the page of innovation, or the page of discovery, or the page of creating societal changes, or a page of removing the poverty, or the page of fighting injustice, or planning and executing a mission of networking of rivers. By these statements, I'd like to stop here. My best wishes to all of you in your endeavor to make a better nation and the world. Thank you one and everyone for your precious time.